Well, thank you, Kyle. Well, summer is officially hitting this week, and with that, the summer solstice is the longest day of the year for sunlight. But how does that impact your sleep? Well, joining us to discuss this is family medicine Dr. Christopher Tukey at Gunderson Health System. Good morning, Dr. Tukey.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, so it's kind of difficult to go to bed early when it's sunny out. How can sunlight impact our sleep?
Well, I think, especially there's thousands of years of evolution has us basically when there's light out, we feel like we should be up, looking around, doing things. So especially as the evening hours get on and it's still bright outside, a lot of us don't feel tired at all, even though we probably should be heading to bed.
Well, besides sunlight, what are the other biggest factors impacting our good night's sleep then?
For most of my patients, two come to mind. One is caffeine and the other is screen time. Caffeine, a lot of people don't realize that the half-life is 5 to 6 hours for most people. So, if you have a caffeinated beverage around noon, you probably have about half of that still in your system around most people's bedtime.
And you mentioned screens, so watching television or on devices, that impacts it too, right?
Yes, I think a lot of people find themselves just saying, hey, I'll just watch one more episode, or maybe I'll just spend a couple more minutes checking statuses on things, and next thing you know, it's well past bedtime.
Oh, I've been caught binging myself. Well, how much sleep do we need, kids and adults?
Yeah, everyone's a little different. For most adults, you'd want to shoot between 7 and 8 hours. Some people need a little more. There are some people who can get away a little less, but it's a lot less people than they think they do. With kids, often, we're talking 9 to 10 hours, especially teenagers, which is easy to forget because a lot of them are natural night owls. And unfortunately, most schools and things like that start pretty early.
Well, do you have any tips to help get people that full night of sleep then?
I think the biggest one is to optimize your environment. So having, especially with the long days, a nice dark room that's cool with some white noise, quiet, limited interruptions. We love having the TV off while you're sleeping, and ideally not even in the bedroom. The other thing is having a great routine, something that you do every night that can kind of cue your body that it's time to sleep. And my personal favorite is trying to avoid any screen time, ideally within 2 hours of bedtime, but at minimum 30 minutes if you can.
With over-the-counter like supplements, do you recommend melatonin, or is there other things that they should do, or when is it a good time to talk to a doctor if you're having issues with your sleep?
I think for some people, over-the-counter options are something to consider, but I would never do it without consultation with their provider. Generally, they're short-term. They work okay for a few weeks, but if you don't fix the underlying problem, in a few weeks, few months, you'll be back in the same spot.
Okay. Well, Dr. Tukey, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it, and thank you for joining us, and have a good day.
Thank you.
All right.